Greetings, this is a special McVie report in which we'll hear from one of the people holding vigil at Indie Camp in the grounds of Holyrood. We'll also be asking, just who is it writing headlines for the BBC?
A group of Scottish independence campaigners who set up camp outside Holyrood have been ordered to pack up and leave.
Pack up and leave? Not even close, Egypt. Stop trying to sex up the news. The camp was served a letter asking them to please move on. Here's Moira for Indie Camp.
It was a please will you leave, and if you don't we may consider court action. That was the basis of it, and well they knew it.
So why an Indie Camp?
The idea of Indie Camp came from a discussion between myself, Deb Brown and Cheryl Scott. We were discussing what was going on with the Scotland bill and how bad things were for people as we go further into austerity and just basically since the referendum and the vow being broken and how little voice as people we had.
And why now?
Things are happening now, people are suffering now. And I thought, well, okay, right, let's do it now. Nicola asked for a sign of this, the will of the Scottish people. So we had a wee look into what it would be like to winter camp, which actually turned out to be a new popular trendy UK sport. So I was like, well, why not? Let's show a bit of will of the people.
Today's camp is reminiscent of some historical moments in Scottish history. Democracy for Scotland held a vigil on Calton Hill from 92 to 97, waiting for a parliament to return some democracy to Scotland. On the 12th of December 1999, Scotland got a parliament again.
The Scottish Parliament, adjourned on the 25th day of March in the year 1707, is hereby reconvened.
And there was a vision then for how that parliament should behave.
What we have to do from here is continue the consensus that the main party political leaders have shown, and not have a kind of Scottish Parliament where we're stabbing each other and fighting each other all the time.
I think we can all agree that Holyrood isn't respecting the ideals it was founded upon. Just like then, this vigil is non-partisan.
We didn't want it to be political. We felt the divide that was coming between all the groups splintering and arguing and things like that. So what we wanted to have was something that just was purely for independence and show that we can live together and have different opinions and still create a community that lived together and was friendly and appreciative of other people's viewpoints. And so far it's worked like a dream. We work so well together. Every person here counts. Everybody.
And there will be no hooliganism, there will be no vandalism, there will be no babying.
We've had a couple of people that I think from camps of the past, they think that, you know, these are a good place to come and sit and, you know, have a drink at night. We don't allow that whatsoever. We for one thing, I'm a mum when I'm at home. When I'm here, I don't want to, we can't tell who's a good drunk and a bad drunk. And, you know, people are just not very good on alcohol, and we're outside the Scottish Parliament. We need to keep things sane and respectful, and obviously because there's so many varying opinions here, we need to have no alcohol related conversations. Just people get on, and it works really well.
Yeah. And they're getting plenty of support from all around the world.
Yes, we had a couple of Australians first thing yesterday morning when we were still bleary-eyed, saying that it was all over the television in Australia. We've heard word that India, Pakistan and China too. So though we might not be getting much of it on television here, it's certainly getting out.
There's only been a handful of articles about the Indie Camp so far, and not even the National has quite got it right. So the camp is taking steps to make sure it has its own copy of interviews, just in case.
Actually had the BBC out today looking for an interview. They seem to know that we were having another notice today. They always seem to turn up, but when you ask them how did you know this was happening, they're like, oh no, we didn't know, and I'm like, you are so psychic, I want a reading, give me a reading now.
So what happened on Thursday, December 17th was this. They were served a notice that a petition has been lodged with the courts to have them removed from Parliament on the grounds that they are somehow getting in the way for other people. Well, if you've been watching over Moira's shoulder, people are out walking their dogs, a jogger starts his run. Not exactly getting in the way, is it? So the camp has 21 days to respond to the petition.
We have 21 days to answer to ask any questions that we would like.
Yeah.
We have a lot of questions.
Good.
One thing they're not is a blot in the landscape. From the entrance to Holyrood, from the walls of Dynamic Earth, it's barely visible. And accusations that they are causing damage is rubbish. If you wander around the Parliament grounds, there's areas all over getting damaged by pedestrians cutting through. Isn't it fantastic that we can walk right through the grounds of our Parliament in Scotland? Westminster won't let wheelchair users near their building. They're not in the way. They're not an eyesore. They're not forcing their views on anyone. The only people that even hear their views are A, those that actually bother to visit the camp, and B, really want to hear them. And Parliament is all about politics. It's never neutral. MSPs are regularly filmed in the grounds talking politics. There are a few MSPs that can only talk politics. Humans become like a foreign language to them. But I hope they get this next part. While I was at the camp, I witnessed many acts of kindness. But the last one I saw was just incredible. I couldn't even film it because I was just so amazed by it. There really is a beautiful thing starting here, and we should nurture beauty, not tear it down. Last word goes to Moira.
People are all welcome. Come in, get a tea or a coffee and a wee biscuit, bit of shortbread, bit of cake. And sign the visitors book. And please remind me that you've got a visitors book to sign, because there's 12 of us here and nobody will remember. Nobody. Everybody just gets into debating and talking and laughing and gibbering and drinking tea, and the visitors book just sits gathering dust in the corner. So please remind me.
Excellent.